Hello boys and girls, I am Tamika Wilson and today we will be doing English language for grade 10. Today's lesson entails sentence completion using antonyms. Let's begin. So what are antonyms? Of course, an antonym is a noun. It is a word that expresses a meaning opposite to the meaning of another word, in which case the two words are antonyms of each other. Today, we're looking at sentence completion using antonyms. What this means is that we are going to select a word from the options A to D that is most nearly opposite the word in color in each sentence. So let's go. So we're going to do 5 sentences today, starting with sentence 1. The contractor was asked by the building supervisor to demolish the derelict building. The word in color is demolish. We have 4 options. Option A, extend, B, renovate, C, construct, and D, improve. Now, what we want to do is first of all understand what these words mean before we can determine which is most opposite to the word in color. Demolish. You want to make sure that you have a dictionary next to you so that we can go through quickly. Demolish is a verb which means destroy completely. So we are looking for an opposite word to demolish. Let's look at our options. A, extend. Extend is a word which means extend in scope, range, or area. B, renovate, also a verb which means give new life or energy to. C, construct, which is also a verb made by combining materials and parts. And D, improve, also a verb to make better. Now, our word in color is what? Demolish. And demolish means to destroy completely. Now, which one of the words given in the option is most nearly opposite to the word demolish? That's correct. Option C, construct, because at the beginning of the definition we see the word make. Destroy, make, opposite. Sentence 2. The residents in the community were conscious of the need to install security systems. Our word in color is conscious of. Our options are aware of, A, B, indifferent to, C, ignorant of, and D, oblivious to. Now, we want to understand the meaning of the words, and before we select the word that is most nearly opposite to the word in color. And our word in color is conscious of, which is an adjective, and it means knowing and perceiving, having awareness of surrounding and sensation and thoughts. Our options are aware. Aware is also an adjective, which means having, showing knowledge or understanding, realization or perception. B, indifferent to, is also an adjective marked by a lack of interest. C, ignorant of, is also an adjective which means uneducated in general, lacking knowledge or sophistication. And D, oblivious to, which is an adjective lacking conscious awareness of. So, what do you think is the complete opposite of conscious of? That's correct. Option D, oblivious to. The residents in the community were conscious of, opposite, oblivious to. Sentence 3. As the task became more daunting, his zeal diminished. Our options are A, expanded, B, increased, C, progressed, or D, lessened. Our word for consideration is, of course, diminished. Diminish is an adjective which means made to seem smaller or less. And we have 4 options. Our options are A, expanded. Expanded is also an adjective which means increase in extent or size or bulk or scope. B, increase is also an adjective, made greater in size or amount or degree. C, progressed, developed in a positive way, that's a verb. And D, lessen, which is an adjective, decreased in severity, made less harsh. So, we've just looked at the definition of those words. Which word do you think is most nearly opposite to the word diminish? That's correct. Option B, increase. 4. Our team always felt intimidated by the severe challenges posed by the opposing team. A word for consideration is intimidated. Our options are A, pursued, B, relieved, C, encouraged, and D, strengthened. Again, we want to look at the meaning of the words and then to select the word which is most nearly opposite to the word intimidate. Intimidate is an adjective which means to make timid, fearful as by threat. Our options are A, pursued, which is an adjective which means to follow with enmity as if to harm. Relieved, adjective again, made easy to bear. Encouraged, adjective, inspired with confidence. And D, strengthened, which is an adjective given added strength or support. So, from the list, which word do you think is most nearly opposite to the word intimidate? That's correct. Option C, encouraged. Our team always felt intimidated by the severe challenges posed by the opposing team. And the answer is encourage. Finally, sentence 5. The patient experienced a prolonged bout of illness while he was on vacation. Our word for consideration is prolonged. Our options are A, brief, B, sudden, C, extended, and D, minor. Again, we want to look at the definition of these words to ensure that we select the word that is most nearly opposite to the word prolong. Prolong is an adjective which means relatively long in duration and tediously protracted. Our options are A, adjective of short duration or distance, B, suddenly, adjective happening without warning or in short space of time, C, extended, adjective fully extended, stretched forth, relatively long in duration, tediously protracted, D, minor, an adjective inferior in number or size or amount. So which of the options A to D, do you think is most nearly opposite to the word prolonged? That's correct. Option A, because the word prolonged says relatively long in duration, and the opposite of that is brief, which is short. Good, that has brought us to the end of our lesson. Today we've looked at using antonyms to complete our sentences. We've learned that an antonym is a word that expresses a meaning opposite to the meaning of another word, in which case the two words are antonym of each other. We were asked to complete sentences using antonyms, where we select a word from the options A to D that is most nearly opposite the word in color in each sentences. That's all for today. Remember to continue being good students, and I will see you next time.